Some of it's scary, you know, some of the experiences I've had is scary. You don't know what it is. It's like from the unseen, but sometimes it'll filter through into this world, you know.
Well, we feel now that perhaps about 15% of the abductee population may have an implanted object. All the witnesses that watched it were all extremely excited, not only of seeing the craft itself, but knowing that we were getting it on the camera.
St. Mary's Art Center was built in 1875. It was originally St. Mary Louise Hospital.
The clock is an ordinary clock. I've seen them for sale online between $6 and $7. Battery operated. You gotta wind it with your finger to set the correct time. There's nothing fancy about it.
I glanced at the clock and noticed it was about midnight, which technically it was Halloween.
I looked up and the clock was just spinning.
Are they trying to walk this night over or what?
I felt the presence like right away, right when I moved in. For some reason, I always would wake up at midnight. It would always be at midnight. I don't know why. It doesn't matter when I went to bed. Something would always happen at that time. One of the things that I remember that was the most freaky or scary was it was a square bungalow house and all the windows had shades, those pull-down shades. And all of them, I got up and I'm just going, walking, making my way to the bathroom. Every single one of those shades went up simultaneously and hard, spinning. As I'm walking through the door, the bedroom, sitting on the bunk bed was an apparition of an old man. And that's the first time I seen him, and I probably saw him, I think, 3 times the whole time I was there at the house. From the far end of the darkness in the attic, there was a head. There was nothing attached to it. It was just a head. And there was just the outline of a head, and it seemed to like glow. And it started off at the far end, and it came at me so fast. I mean, it got bigger, and then all my legs just gave way. I was so terrified at that point. I didn't even think about it. It didn't register in my mind what it was. My legs just said, "We're moving. We're getting out of here." And I fell off the washing machine and just ran out of the house at that time.
I'm not staying here, Barry. I'm out of here. I gotta get out of here. I can't stay here.
What was strange is when they got there, it was just a little bit after midnight, I believe. And they both went up into the attic, and as he turns around and walks over to see what we're saying, Jeff is standing there, and then all of a sudden he makes this really weird sound.
Oh! What's wrong? What happened?
I told you, get down! Get down!
There was a momentary space in there where everything went black.
And, we're just like, get down. When Jeff came down, there was a red mark around his neck, and his glasses were gone.
Come on down, Jeff. What happened? Put something around my neck. Look at his neck. Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. He was scared.
Get the mic. Jeff, here you go, lady. Here you go. What the hell happened?
I'm just like, we got to get out of this house. We got to get out of here right now. Please. And I was begging him, please, let's get out of this house.
Two people have fallen from here. One was a little girl who fell to her death. Michael's room, I'd say, is one of the most, if not the most active rooms here. It's named after Michael. He's a stonemason that was brought over here from Ireland. Now, Michael died in the vicinity of this room here. It wasn't a room at that time. Now, everybody that died was brought down here for an autopsy, okay? A lot of blood is going down that sink, folks. The bodies were kept in this cooler back here.
A streak of light just come off this wall of tools right here, and it come as you were walking toward me. It shot from the wall all the way down to the floor, very fast, very rapidly. As you walked toward me, right behind you, it came down as you were talking to it.
I believe that there's an entity in this room right now who possibly died at this hotel. Therefore, we're asking his permission to give us another sign of your presence.
It's very cold behind my head right here.
We have definitely a pendulum movement right now. I don't know what this is actually.
It looks like a straight edge of some kind.
But keep that light right down here. Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much. This thing is moving right before our eyes right now. Is that right, Bill?
It is.
And as I pan up, you can see none of us touched this thing. I don't believe. I know I didn't touch it. And I'm panning it back down and forth, but you can see this thing. Hold this stick steady. This thing is moving right now, right on camera. Michael, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I know there's some reason why you're trapped here. I'm not sure what it is, but we're just trying to find out why you're still here. Go up to the light just a little bit, show that that is moving.
Anything that defies physics like that, I mean, there's not a wind blowing it, there's not any vibration. It's just continuing to move at the same pace. And we've said, anything that moves like that would eventually stop moving if something had moved it normally in a normal situation, in a normal world.
Exactly. Whatever or whoever is in this room with us is letting us know that it is in here with us and it is not going to go away. I'm thrilled to be here to see this.
This is the wall opposite from where it's hanging. There's no vibration whatsoever. That thing started swinging back and forth. And it stayed doing it for at least an hour going back and forth. Never slowed down. It changed its pattern a little bit, but it never slowed down. And there was no vibration, no wind, nothing to move it except something unexplainable.
A short distance from the scene when we got the radio call. And we pulled up on the scene. There were three teenagers, 2 boys and a girl, that were outside the car saying that their friend was hurt inside. And that's when we found the victim wedged underneath the dashboard. We couldn't find any vitals on him. some images on the pictures that definitely weren't there when I was taking the pictures, and that I didn't have any explanation for.
When I first saw the pictures, two women that knew Brian, they brought the pictures to me. And I looked at the pictures and I was so shocked by them. I mean, I have never ever seen anything like them.
Above the vehicle, about even with where the passenger would be sitting, the front seat passenger would be sitting, there was a clear image of a face that appeared to be in agony on the screen.
This is not a ghost. This is not a earthbound spirit. This is someone who has just died and their soul is coming out of their body. So this is a soul.
It's one of those things where we were just doing our job, and it turns out that something odd happened that night. When talking about the scene, I honestly can't say that I felt anything that was odd or strange. It was a very foggy night. Until someone else can give me an explanation, I believe that I'm seeing the soul of that young man as it leaves his body.